So yeah, what I'm doing today. I started reading the Copy Editor's Handbook. So I just started reading it, and I will be using. And so there was this another book, The Artful Edit, I guess, and in that book they have used the Great Gatsby. Just let me show you as a reference to the edit and all of that. So luckily I had this in my office. So I will be using this. Finally, I will be reading this book and also um, learning edits and how to do it. What the craft is all about. So I don't want to be the proficient in it. It's just that I want to make sure that I I know when I'm switching from a writer or an author to an editor. So when I'm switching those hats, I should know, right? And based on that, I can have a distance, I can have a discipline. So that is my idea. I don't know how it will land in future or what will happen to this whole effort of mine. So nonetheless, I'm thinking of taking it more seriously. So yeah, so that is the update for today, and I will keep you posted on how I go about it. Now coming to the book chapter that I'm writing, right? So let me just share with you, not with you, with my future self, if nobody is watching these vlogs, the reasoning why I decided on writing or starting to write book chapter was because in when I was in my PhD program, so we used to write a lot, not just to understand and just to know what the literature is. And then the idea is when you are reading a literature, you might as well write, and when you are writing about it. So sometimes that was how we used to learn about a topic. So I used to have notepads, and those writing notepads were from Miniso, and they were of perfect size. They were not A4, which is sometimes too bulky to carry around. Sometimes when you are carrying small bags, but they were not like A5, meaning that they were not this. No, they were not of the size. They were bigger than this, somewhere between A5 to A4. I don't know what do we call them, A3 or A5, whatever. So that was the idea, and I really liked them because the aid was plain, but the color of the paper is warmer, and I used to write it because I had bought, and I have this habit of, if I like something, I'll buy that product in multiples. So I today also I had that, but I stopped using it because and that is really foolish thinking on my part, to be honest. Is because like I wanted to save, like, oh, what if, and lo and behold, I could not find another notepad like that. So coming to why I'm discussing this is because recently, oh sorry, recently I came across. I know I'm whispering because I'm in office. I have to whisper, right? I came across these. Mind you, these are A4. I don't know. It's really difficult. Just imagine you carrying this. And I had still, I have always dabbled into, going all digital, all physical, like all analog. All those things I have done. And there has to be a perfect middle. And initially, at least, I like, or I prefer rather, physical thing. And these days, what I sometimes do, I simply have my paper, whatever paper is printed or is digital, and then say for instance, I'm working on a project which is related to indigenous knowledge and social marketing. Social marketing is not my topic. Indigenous knowledge in general is knowledge management. So indigenous knowledge, you know. So that is how, what I would do is, whatever the literature I have, so I'll write it down. I don't know if you can see. And then print, and any comments related to that paper, whether it should be there, should not be there. So all of them I have already printed. So my next task, because this is a qualitative sort of project. So now these are on hold, like I have highlighted. So what does that mean? Meaning that although they are talking about, say, for instance, niche's knowledge, but they are not emphasizing on social marketing or vis-a-vis, right? Vice versa, right? So that is the idea there. So now comes the main part. Say, for instance, is the context, and then give a brief context. So I know what this paper talks about, what is the aim, the broad objective of the paper, what, and then followed by any theories in red, or theories that they have used, or broader conclusions in it, and then the themes, because I wanted to explore the themes there, and then any framework if they have used, you know. So that end, if the paper is really good, if I want to quote it, so then there are quotations notes, right? Say, for instance, this is another paper, right? So again, the idea is I should get a core idea, core argument, the problem that they're solving, if an outcome that they have, a conclusion that they're findings, and then the themes that they have talked about, and what they have found or not found, and framework that they have created, a framework of some sorts. So that is how, right? Context, key argument, theories, and all of that. Another way of doing it is so there are now two aspects: a context, theory, contribution, all of that, or argument, problem, and whatnot. So it's easier when you write. Now if I have to write, I can simply go back and go back and forth and do it. Now the problem with doing it digitally or using the word processor or page or any other software is that when you use it, you tend to copy and paste from the PDF, or, and that is the smart way of doing it. But it's my problem. I don't know if you face the same challenge or not. You just simply copy and paste conclusion, right? So there's no reading or processing going on. So that is the biggest challenge. Now these kind of projects take a lot of time. They actually require months, at least, just to read through the articles, what to include, what not to include, and all of that. So that and every individual, some people, they are really smart about things, so they take shortcuts, and that serves them well. But for me to be comfortable and confident about any projects, for me it's very important that I give initially, I give time, and then I'm good, I'm confident about, I know what's written in this and this paper. So then that's good, that gives me a satisfaction more than anything. So my idea behind, now I'm coming, I'm coming to the conclusion of why I discussed all this. After PhD, I got my second publication, second journal publication, which was good. But then, every individual want to relax, sit back, do all those things. I did the same. And somehow, like, I was thinking, like, oh, what should I do? Where do I start from? There are certain topics which I initially started. It could eventually become a conceptual paper and then become a, say, an empirical paper. But then those some concepts, they are well known, well studied, but then it's all fluff. There's no substance to it. And so, yeah, so they just fell off, and I thought, okay, let's start somewhere. I should do bit of reading, as well as getting into the groove of, like, things intellectually. And more so, I was missing my PhD days. This is it. I had all the time to do just this one thing, and I can take one paper and read it through, and yeah, I miss that. So from that was my way of going back to it. Book chapters. Also, when you are in academics, you either get compensated through, like, in terms of you get paid to publish, or you get rewards for a publication, or you get some other form of recognition or reward, saying that, oh, you have to teach less because you are doing research of some sort. So depending upon the institute, there are other compliances, right? So all in all, I started with it, and I really want to be done with book chapters. I really want to now switch to writing journal articles. So this is how I save my papers. So this is theory of form, and there will be many other, like for instance ageism. Oh, ageism I haven't, like, oh, maybe because I just started. Yeah, there. This is how I do it, so that I can easily refer to the to the literature, right?